Mother's Day. Your host this evening is glad to see that we are still here. We are celebrating mothers and we are alive and free. Who's your host? Dr. Joseph E. Marshall Jr.
Thank you, Lady E. Thank you, Lady E. Good evening, everyone. Street Soldiers on the air, alive and free radio, doing everything we can to keep you, just like we said, alive and free, alive, unharmed by violence, free from incarceration. We trying to stop it all. And we want you to live to be 99 and die of natural cause. Well, 109. Okay, we're gonna move the bar on up. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. This is just a wonderful day. Happy Mother's Day. Man, Mother's Day is cool. Mother's Day is cool. So I got to start out by saying, Happy Mother's Day, Lady Estelle. All right. Lady E, happy
Lady E.
Mother's Day. Yes. Yes. And I should say Happy Mother's Day and Happy Grandmother's Day to you.
Oh, that's special.
Because you are both. And when they were gonna have a conversation about being mother and grandmother. What's the difference? But you don't have to do it now. I don't have to do it now. Okay.
Of course not.
Happy Mother's Day and Happy Mother's Day
Happy
and
Mother's Day.
yes. All right, and
Lady E and Miss Ann.
Still
That's
feel new
right.
to this, but thank
yep,
you.
yep. So how's it been so far? How's Mother's Day been so far?
How's it been?
Yeah, good. What'd you do?
Wonderful for me. Just wonderful.
No detail. Okay, all right.
Oh, well, what do you got time for?
There's so much you got to say. No, the highlights. We got time for the highlights.
So let me say that my Mother's Day gift is just so wonderful when your grandkids like towering over you, coming up, hugging you, saying Happy Mother's Day, Gigi. And then your daughter and son-in-law, oh my goodness. And your son-in-law just loves you like a mother. That's like, wonderful. And then I am wearing a beautiful bracelet. It's got hearts. And each one has got Gigi, William,
Aw.
Deidre,
Oh, wow.
Drew,
That's nice.
Reed, and Eden.
Oh, no, that's nice. You sharing with oh, that's beautiful. I don't know who
It
thought
is,
of that, but that's all right.
it is so beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I just can't begin to tell you. It's wonderful. And my daughter is graduating with her master's degree. So we are celebrating her Mother's
All
Day
right.
and her graduation day. And for Mother's Day, I got, hello?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Mother's Day, I got her a stole, a Kente stole with it's a class of 2025. And I had the grandkids, her kids, put it on her after she got all of her Mother's Day gifts. Then they made her stand up, close her eyes, and then they draped it around her. And when she opened her eyes, listen, that just took it. She just teared up. Antoine teared up. It was
Oh,
it was just wonderful.
oh
I mean,
man.
when
Oh.
a man, the husband, can celebrate his wife's achievement because he ain't scared. It doesn't make him less a man. You know what I'm saying? When two people, one doesn't negate, there's no competition. And he had red face, red eyes, and the kids, and she was just, oh my goodness. Anyway, what a Mother's Day.
Congratulations, dear.
Thank you. It was just wonderful.
Congratulations, dear.
Wow.
Congratulations, Lady E. Wonderful. Wonderful Mother's Day. Wonderful Mother's Day. And what's your Cliff Notes?
Mine is Evelyn knows a lot about me, and she revealed all these details in first grade. She, my teacher now knows how old I am. I'm gonna say Evelyn had those numbers reversed. I looked at her and I said, "How did you remember that number?" But no, it was just the sweetest thing, the sweetest little informational all about my mom and I love you, and I cried.
Yes.
He says, "My mom is really good at taking care of me. When I'm at school, she works, so she knows what I'm up to. My favorite thing to do with my mom is everything.
Oh, wow. Oh, look at that.
And then she wrote, I love my mom more than anything in the world.
Oh, man.
I know.
Wow.
Up
Oh, my
and
God.
you got to learn how to decipher some of these words. It's all phonetic, but it was just really special. It just really touched my heart. And she said, I love my mom because she is so kind and loving. And I'm like, yes, I am. And I love you so much, Evelyn. So that
Oh,
was
wow.
mine.
Wow.
It's just so
And
sweet.
Evelyn is what, 7 now?
She's 7.
7.
Oh man,
And
Right.
so
Evelyn
she's
getting
still
big.
alive.
Right.
She getting old. She getting OG now.
They tell the truth.
They keep it
and
real.
They do keep it real.
They do. When she said
Yeah.
my age, I'm like, girl. But it was very special.
1, 2 moms
Yeah.
down. We got another one. Got another one. Got another
Hello?
One? We got another one. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Guess not.
HELLO. No.
No, she didn't answer.
Come on. Answer, please.
I'll call her back.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Mother's Day. We got a couple of moms. We got some people in the waiting room. We should have a couple. Don't have to bring one yet, but just let me know. I just want to make sure they're there. Okay, there's one. We should have another one. All right, well, I can't have just one. I gotta have 2 or 3. Okay. All right. They're together. They might be together. All right. Listen, this Mother's Day. We're gonna do shout
There
out.
they are. Nene. Oh my goodness. Asada. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, my
Let me
All right, go ahead, Dr.
Look,
Mike.
I got one more mom to sneak in before I get to the ones on the screen.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey, Mom. Hey, Mom, this is Mrs. Mikey. Happy Mother's Day.
oh, wait, this is who?
But
Wait, this is who?
they call me Mikey.
Oh, okay.
Mikey.
Oh wow. So you're on the radio, Mom. You're live on the radio. They wanted to call you.
Wonderful. Oh,
Hello.
Mom,
Hey,
pleasure.
so much.
been trying to get me. He been hiding you from me for 2 years.
No,
So I'll be like,
no.
man, get your mom on the show. I want to tell your mom,
I,
Happy Mother's Day.
I definitely have to meet you then.
Oh, wow. I've heard so much about you, He brags about you all the time. He said you're a legend.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, yes.
She went to Clark Atlanta University. She's a Hall of Famer.
See, he doing it right now. Go
All
ahead.
American Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I heard about your ball
Yeah.
skills. I heard that you was
Yeah.
you serious hooper.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Fillmore.
serious.
From the Fillmore down at Hamilton. You ask anybody, they'll let you know.
All right.
Oh, you that kind of hooper.
Nah, she was drunk. I can't go nowhere. They be like, your mama is Melody Fontella. Melody Ballard. I can't go nowhere. They be like, I know your mama. Your mama was tighter than you, dude. You was cool. Your mama was raw.
Oh, now you know what kind of compliment it is from a brother when brothers are telling you about that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm thankful to God he gave me that talent. Yes.
Okay, we got to sneak a little in. You don't have to give me a lot because he already told me don't do nothing crazy. But what was Mikey as a little boy? I mean,
Oh,
was-
you know what?
I was bad.
Mikey was a wonderful child. He's very curious and he was very heavy. He did everything early. He never crawled. He walked on his hands and his feet and then he walked.
really?
He was around another little boy that walked and he never crawled.
Wait a minute.
So
he went
he,
from
at 7
school-
months old, he had his first tooth at 2 months. And
Oh,
in 7 months he was walking.
I'm writing this.
He
is
was
it a
very
herb?
fast.
this
They
is
said I was
And
eating.
he-
I was eating pot liquor.
Yeah.
Cornbread
He ate
and
pot
green.
liquor. My
all
mom,
right.
my mom gave him pot liquor as soon as he was born. Like 3 weeks old, he was eating pot liquor. And at 2nd month, he had a first tooth coming in. And he started walking at 7 months. No joke. I kid you not.
I'm writing all this down because this is material. Okay. Did you say 7 months? She didn't say 7 months.
7 months.
It's 7 months?
Yeah.
He was walking at 7. He never crawled. Never crawled.
Wow.
Yeah.
You had a wonder
Yeah,
child.
he
You had a
walked
wonder
under.
child. You should. This boy,
Yeah.
you can't see. See, I see. He's in front of me. He cheesing like he all all his teeth is showing. I'm telling you. Boy, look. Yeah. Ooh.
And that's how he was as a child. He was always smiling. A very curious young man, and always got he always got into trouble all the time. But it was because of his curiosity. It was because of his curiosity.
Yes.
He was always trying to figure things out.
Well, he
Yeah.
still has the curious thing going, and he still has the figure
Yeah.
things out going, and he's got the gift the gab.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let me just tell you, Mom. I mean, we can say this publicly, 'cause brother. I'm a brother that don't mind sharing. We love you. We love your son. We really do. He is.
Oh, thank you
He
so
is
much.
so much fun to work with. You know, sometimes he get a little crazy, but a little head get a little big. But
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
but he is so much fun to work
Thank
with.
you.
Oh, I hope you had a great Mother's Day. Really.
Oh, wonderful one. A wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Great food. He left me beautiful flowers. He cooked very well today. I'm
How
so
my ribs
thankful and proud of him.
How my ribs taste?
Excellent. Excellent. They were excellent. Yeah.
I know how to make good ribs, Dr. Marshall.
You make ribs?
I gotta bring you some.
Yeah, you
We
did
say you're
that.
gonna bring something. You
I'm
don't
about
brought
to swear.
something once.
Oh, he hasn't brought you his food?
He be one
Oh my
time.
goodness, Mikey, stop it. Just go ahead and do that. He cooks all the time. He always
Now
he's
you know who
always
to go
cooking.
to get results, okay?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Come to me.
And Mike, you know there's a woman out there listening right now, okay? You already know that is.
That boy can cook. And he
Mhm.
may not do much else, but he can cook.
You know, I got a feeling that
He
he
can
don't want to.
and
That he don't want to.
can cook. That's what he can do.
Well, he showcased his oratorical skills, but I got on the show. But I don't know. I think he hiding his culinary skills
Nah, I could.
because the
He
women
must
will be
be.
after him. See, and he be trying to run.
If you ain't tasted none of his cooking,
I could cook pretty good.
He's running. He don't want to let nobody know that. All these women be calling the show. I'm telling you.
Lady is still not here no more. If Lady still is here, I have a bill.
Uh-oh. So
Is
you just got that started. Guess what? I will let you know, and I will give you plenty of time, okay?
Hey,
Yes.
Doc, we just gonna have to pull up at Mike's house, I guess.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
even better.
That's- there you go.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah. Lady E, you want to
There
say?
you go.
Want to say?
I just want to say happy Mother's Day
Yes, ma'am.
to Mom, to Mike.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yes.
you.
He is absolutely wonderful, and there is a part of him that is really loving, responsible, considerate, and there are times that he has
Oh,
spoken
thank
up for
you.
me in a way that I thought, all right, Mike, thank you. So yes, he looks out and
Yeah.
after. So yes, he's wonderful. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much. I really appreciate that.
We're gonna have to get you to a Valkyries game somehow. Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
you can go?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I was supposed to be a part of the Pioneers back in the day but they folded the year I came out.
Mm,
Yep.
mm, mm.
So
the
I
ladies
would love to see a
basketball back in the
Valkyrie
day.
I
game.
remember. Yeah.
Hold him to it. Dr. Marshall said it. Hold
Yeah.
him to it.
What you tell me what we can do?
Hey, ribs for some tickets. That sounds like a fair trade right there. Come on now.
That's the fair trade.
That's a fair
Yes,
trade.
everybody wins. Okay,
Fair exchange ain't no robbery.
right.
I tell you, we're gonna work with him, and we're gonna get your ticket, Free Soldiers, and we're gonna get your
Thank
ticket
you.
to get to the game. And the legend of the Philmo.
Melody Ballard.
Melody Ballard.
She was
Yeah.
Sacred Heart Cathedral. Where else she went, Mom?
Yeah. And all 4 years at Cathedral, we won that championship, and we never lost to Sacred Heart. And if anybody know anything about Sacred Heart Grammar School,
Yeah.
we a basketball school.
Yep.
Legend
Yep.
for basketball.
All right. All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Let him know.
Yeah.
I apprecied that.
Well,
Dr.
thank you
Marshall.
so much.
Happy
for
Mother's
joining.
Day, Mom.
Thank
Love
you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Happy Mother's Day.
you.
Wonderful to meet you.
My son, I love you. And I love you
Oh,
all.
oh, he's totally exposed now. Thank you, Mom. All right. Good night.
All right.
Okay.
You all be blessed
You-
and
Yes,
take
ma'am.
care.
You too.
Oh, wonderful. Oh man, yeah.
Hey, you got your mom's is cool, Mike.
They ain't faking no more, brother.
I'm not faking nothing, man.
2 months. You got your what? The first the 2 months.
Now it took a while to get my mom on because we called before she didn't answer, but I appreciate you for calling her
I-
and acknowledging her.
Mother's
She's a
Day.
great mom.
Yes.
Thank you, Mrs. Stell, and
Yeah.
thank you, Lady
Yeah.
Lady E and
Yeah.
Miss Ann.
All right. Got mom.
That was special.
Malcolm, you want to get in before we go to our guests on the
Shout out
street?
Malcolm.
Oh man, hey, I'm just enjoying, and I'm thinking about them ribs right now. So we going to the Valkyries game. I just jumped on. It's going good, so let's just keep going.
All right.
Oh.
All right. We got it. Mom, we're getting ready to celebrate. I'll be calling her Mom of the Year, Mom of the Decade, Mom of the Century. But I'm gonna throw another mom in here. You can't go wrong with moms. You can't go wrong with moms. Lady E, I just want you to know that I don't know if you recognize his name, Lady E, but Gary Alexander III today graduated from the University of Puget Sound up in Washington. And I got a call and the mom was shouting, my son just got doc, you remember so-and-so. And Gary Alexander III is the son of Monica Leilani Ching.
Oh wow,
Uh,
Leilani's son. Wow.
that little boy who used to run around my office. In fact, when Leilani used to work there, she used to bring him to work, right? When he was a baby, and he passed him around to us, and I take him in my room for a while, and and then he got bigger. He used to run my office and mess with my keyboard. I think he broke my keyboard. I don't know if it was him or the other one.
He broke your keyboard.
Banging on the thing, I don't know. Anyway, he was man thing, and then so today she told me, when you know them when they born, and then when they grow up, Gary is graduated from the University of Puget Sound, and apparently here's the other thing. Apparently he didn't have no money when he got there, and the boy got the gift of gab because they gave him a full ride for 4 years.
Wow.
And she went up there, and these people were speaking about him, and they were hugging him and say he is amazing, and so on and so forth. So, Leilani, what can I say? Happy Mother's Day.
Wow.
You're a great mom. Now, the irony of this, Mike, when we met her on the radio.
Oh wow.
She called the show and said, and at that time she wasn't close to being she tells a story all the time. She was selling dope. She was out there in the death, calling it life. She carried a gun, she carried a razor blade and all this. And she heard us on the air talking about this, stop the violence and, go another way. And literally, she said, I'm going to find out who these people are.
Power Radio.
And she came, met me, met Miss Norris at that time, met the staff. And then she credits us with turning the life around. And she said, if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have been able to be a mother to my children.
Wow.
So she's feeling good. Her son has graduated. She got a new job. It's all good. But, that's the power of radio. You're right. The power of listening to this show and believing in the things that were giving us a chance. Lady, you want to say something about
That's just wonderful. Congratulations. Happy Mother's Day, Monica. Congratulations. Oh my goodness sakes. Yes, I remember that little guy. He has some powerful things to say as a little one. So
Yeah.
I am not surprised he was able to talk his way into and making his way through. But hey, he got that from his mother, okay? Sure enough.
Now, the interesting thing is that she said that school is less than 5% Black or something like that.
Yes.
So apparently he has met some
Tacoma,
very influential people who really like him. So I got a feeling the contacts he's made there will bode him well as he moves on into his professional career. Congratulations, Gary. I told him, make sure you and Mom get to the barbecue. We have our Alive and Free Alumni Barbecue in the end of July, so we can congratulate him personally. All right, that's mom number one. Mom number two, the one I'm calling Mom of the Century. Look at that. Look at that smile. Look at that. Here we have. All right. All right. Introducing. Have a drum roll. All right. Introducing Audrey Nisi Fountain and her daughter, Asada Wishard. And I thought that the other one was going to be here, but we'll find out why he's not. But we're going to talk about him anyway, because that is the substance of the call this evening. Come on, unmute, Nisi.
Hi,
Unmute. Hi, baby.
Girl, it is so
Mother's
good to
Day.
see
Mother's
you.
Day.
Happy Mother's Day. You looking good. Now, it's another one I've known for a long time.
Oh yes,
How long I known you?
my whole 40 some years.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe since you was what, 16, 17?
No, 14.
14.
Yeah.
So can I just if I go too far, just say,
Oh, you
so when I met her, she's nothing like she is now. She's just sweet. You ever seen them girls who are just fighters when they're young? You know what I mean? They just fight.
Shay Diddy.
I was
Shay
an
Diddy
angry
fight.
She just would fight at the drop of a, you know, I mean, do you remember how you was then?
was aggressive.
Aggressive. Oh, okay. That's a nice word. You didn't use that word then. Aggressive.
She from Oakland.
Okay,
Richmond, San
tell me
Francisco.
your dumb background.
Oh, Nisi. My nickname Nisi. I grew up in West Point, in Hunters Point.
Oh man.
So I definitely was a product of my environment. I got good cause though, and good reason.
But I'm gonna tell you something, Nisi. Before you get into too much more, the way what we see now, what you're saying is just a story. Because what we see is beauty, joy. What we see is amazing. So I just want you to know it's just a story. Because what I see, what I know is far, far from any of that. Look at you.
She's
Look at
beautiful.
you.
Wow.
Yeah, well, hold on. I had to live with the story. Okay, yeah, you didn't live
Okay,
with the story.
well, I'm
I
just
did.
saying.
I had to live with that child coming to the club, getting ready to. Man, she had a thing with girls. Girl, she was ready to. Aggressive as she puts it. And I don't know what happened, but I love me some Nisi. I love me some.
It was sweet though. Even though I was a little aggressive, I always had a sweet spirit. So
Yes. And that's what we eventually got to come out. But I love her from day one, man. I just love me some Nisi. I mean, look, she was faithful. She was there. She was there every week in the early days of the club. Graduated McAteer, right? Where'd you go? Graduated from McAteer.
89.
Yeah, see, 89. Went off to with some of the male club members went off to Tuskegee.
Yeah.
And came back. And
Wow.
then children popped up.
Yes.
Twins popped up.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna let you tell it. Go on, tell a story.
Then life showed up, and then
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
life showed up when I came back from school, and I made it through the trenches though, and
Yeah.
I was able to be prosperous. Praise God, and even with the hard knocks, I began to get soft knocks. So God kept me.
How much did motherhood have to do with that? With
Well, Mr. Marshall, to my recollection, and you were one of the first persons. You always told me that when I became a parent, I was going to be a great parent, and it's very important to drop seeds in young people when you see a quality in them, because those seeds blossoming. When somebody tell you something that you trust and believe, you tend to believe that, and I just was able, all the shortcomings and all the issues that I had growing up, I was able to change that and give my children the life that I wanted and desired. And where I saw the need that I needed, I made sure that I was there for my children so they wouldn't have the issues that I had or tried to.
Oh, you did it. Well put, Nisi. Well put. Well put. We got one of them here. One of the twins here is a twin. Have a young lady.
And both of my children are Omegas too. So
we're gonna get to that. But this little sweetheart sitting next to you, what was she like as a child?
Oh, she was a good girl. that she didn't know. You know how it's two different type of people. It's the type of people that you learn by getting knocked around, like you learn
Yeah,
from.
the hard way, right? Yeah.
And then there's the type of person that you could tell them something and they trust you and they can empathize and envision themselves in that situation, and they won't go that route. Well, she was that type of, child where you could tell her something and tell her the story behind it, and she made her mind up right then and there that that's not the way that she wanted to go. So she was very good at making good choices in her life as far as doing right or wrong.
And your son, what was he like as a
Elijah was a daredevil. He was a good boy. He just got a lot of testosterone in him. He a man. So, like he's a great person, beautiful person, but he's macho a little bit. So we kind of bump heads a little bit because I got a little hard part of me. Like I haven't
Well, you from Hunters Point, so you got
That's
West
that
Point.
West
Yeah,
Point.
yeah.
I walk up them hills.
So, sometimes I get a little, and me and Elisha, we bump heads sometimes with that, but
You had just what he needed.
I needed to be a little tough on him. I didn't want to see him get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. The male child. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Where can I just ask, where is he? I
So-
mean, or can you say? If you can't say, don't say.
That's fine. He didn't know that we were coming on the program today, so he went to a concert. He had a concert planned.
Oh, I understand. That's it. Well, I mean, that's good. That's
And
good.
he's hanging out. He's been away at school, and
I know. Well, he deserves it because we're gonna talk about, the milestone that he has achieved.
yes,
Asada, let me just ask you. You're twins, right? And my youngest daughter just had twins, right? This is crazy. Right? No, yeah. Cassie, she got and they're fraternal, so she got Maxwell and Mariah, right? They're growing so damn fast, right? So Maxwell's got a big head, and Mariah's this little girl with no hair. He got a little hair coming in, and then Mariah's this little dainty thing, and she got hair. So, Mrs. Stella, it's the craziest thing. I'm over there yesterday. I got, a bottle feeding one, got another bottle feeding the other. And my son-in-law, granddad, he called me granddad, they talk to each other. I said, come on. What do you mean they talk to each other? They 2 months. They're not 4 months. They're not 4 months.
they do.
So, Mike, I almost called him Mikey. Michael, like, they put them face to face and they started talking to each other.
Wow.
They looking right at each other and they going, whatever baby say. I mean, it was a trip. I thought they was playing with me. They ain't talking to each other. They look. I don't know what did they do? Because I mean, do you remember what was your relationship like growing up with your brother? Because you love your brother.
I mean, I don't remember much as when I was a baby, but it was
not.
nice to always know that if I didn't have nobody, I had my brother with me, with the same grade. So like, I always knew graduation time, I know somebody I'm sitting next to because, he go first, then I go after him because he's Elijah, I'm Asada, so he goes first and I go. So it's always good to know like I always got somebody on my side that's, rooting for me. We're rooting for each other. So yeah.
How did the two of you get along in those early years?
They got along great because it wasn't gonna be no other way. Wasn't gonna be no fighting.
I know that's right. There's Niecy. Okay. There's mom.
And our whole community didn't play that. So
that's right.
Loved on each other. And I learned that from I have a mom and I got 2 bonus moms. So I learned how to care for them and to teach early on.
I can tell you in the classroom, Dr. Marshall, because they both were in the class at the same time.
Yeah.
And Asada always knew when there was anything going on with Elijah. She always knew.
Yeah.
And she would show up. It was interesting how she just kind of could sense it. She just knew. you know, I don't know. I don't remember seeing Elijah looking out for Asada.
Right.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
But with Asada,
Yeah.
she was that one. She just kind of had that other sense. So Nisi, which one came in first? Do you remember?
Tyler came first.
Okay.
You big,
But
then you
even
big
though
sister.
Tyler came first, they said the baby that's at the top was the first baby to be conceived. So, so no, that's what the doctor said, that the
Okay.
baby that come out first is really the second baby.
Oh,
Okay.
Baby is the baby that's at the top when it comes to fraternal twins.
oh,
Okay.
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 And you
Yeah,
feel like both of
she
them
just kind of she had another sense when it comes to, and you could just always see it and feel it. Because
Mama
she would just look and just have that.
Masada.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She been like that with them forever. Her grandmother was just telling her how when Elijah used to get in trouble, she'd come peek around the room to see what was going on, make sure that he was okay, that nobody wasn't doing nothing to harm him, or he was
Right.
yeah.
If we were talking to him, because we like, now Elijah, she would, and then she'd come back and look like she checking on me and Mr. Meacher, like, what you gonna do? But she was right. Listen, we the teachers, okay, we got it. But she was always, she just kind of had that. Yeah, she did.
Been like that. I think it got a lot to do with the they were born at 1 pound.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
What?
The babies.
Were they preemie?
Yeah, they was super preemies, 1 pound.
1 pound?
Yeah, the size they fit, the size of my hand was how little they were, like this.
That
And see,
part I
and
didn't-
that's unusual because especially for boys
See,
that are preemies
Yeah.
typically don't make it, and super preemies definitely,
Everything he said could happen to a premature baby happened to Elijah. His course was very extremely difficult. Like they didn't even expect Elijah to be able to comprehend, or even, he's blind in one eye and deaf in one ear. So his course has been very challenging, but he made it through.
baby. And I'm gonna tell you what, sister would give him that mother look, like, you can do it. I've watching. You didn't know that we were watching, but we see it almost more than you can imagine. Yeah, she had that mother look, like, Elijah, you can do it. And then if he didn't do it, she had to look like, what's the problem? She did.
They're
She-
miracle babies. I didn't know that. They're miracles.
That's it. 1 pound?
1 pound. That
And
hospital
that was 24 years ago. So technology now is way better than it was in
Yes.
2000. But we was at UCSF, so they
UCSF pretty good though, but yeah.
amazing.
And I'm gonna tell you about Nisi. Whenever I met Miss Nisi and she come in, she was at that no joke. What?
Right.
Listen, you need to, you got to. What's the problem? It's like she never treated him like there was a deficit ever. You are fine. And I tell you what, it was just wonderful.
You believe the things that people tell you if you trust and love them.
That's right. You can do it. And then she looked at him like, what's the problem? Come on now.
What year did she go to Tuskegee? Miss
He said
89. I was 17 years.
89?
Yeah,
Wow.
89.
So you went to Freaknik?
Yes, at the very beginning of them.
See, I know she
All
went to
right.
Freaknik. Don't talk about no.
I sent them to go to school, and they down there
That's part
going to
of college.
Freaknik.
That's part of school.
But I went to a white school. We didn't go no Freaknik. Okay, I'm out here on the West Coast.
He
Okay.
just mad because they didn't have a Freaknik. He's still mad about
Been
it.
down there. I'd have been to Freaknik. Okay.
We got it in for you. Don't worry about it.
I know you did. I know y'all did. Boy, you and Dre and Marcel, and I know y'all was down there, and Omar. Look, I did. But that's part of college.
That's part of college.
Look, I
Sorry.
said if I
I'm
had
sorry.
been there,
I'm
I'd
sorry.
have done the same thing. She is, how can I say this? When I describe moms, when you're a mom, when you a Nisi mom, you everybody's mom. You mom everything and everybody. You know,
That's Niecy.
them old oh
Yeah,
man, look,
I
look.
can feel that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, she is, and I call them old school because I don't know how many women moms are like that today. You know, I mean, they there for theirs, but the mom comes out of you if you come into contact with anybody's child.
Facts.
So she would come to the club, you know, ostensibly to see her kids, and she telling all them other kids, you know, I mean, because that mom is just her. She's the essence of motherhood.
Right.
And let's see, you know, Asada is not in her head, but that's, I mean, I love her so much for that because you know, I keep saying, I, that's the best kind of mother to me. It's so much a part of you that you can't help it. You can't help it coming out of you, right? And it's beautiful when she does it because them kids know. See, you know, I always say you can't get away when you hear from everybody. You hear from your mom, and you know you hear from the mom down the street, and you hear from the Mr. Jones out in the corner, and you hear the more you hear it, and when other people's mothers are willing to step in and treat you just like their children, then it validates what your mama is saying to you. That's what's beautiful. That's what's beautiful. And I've seen you do that so much, honey, and I really appreciate it when you came to the class and you let them kids know you better do what Dr. Washington, Mrs. Snell say.
Take that opportunity. You only get once in a lifetime. And I mean, I don't know what I would have did if I didn't have Omega Boys Club. I don't know where I would have been. Like, they came in at such a pivotal point in my life where I needed that love, you know, and I went and got it 2 times a week. Any and everything they had going on, I was a part of it. And it saved my life, having that platform, having that community, having that good love, especially coming from where I came from and the environment that I grew up in. It was important. I was introduced to so many things that I still do today. Like, it's still so a valid point in my life today. Like the coachism, like Coach, I knew Coach. I got some of that good love Coach had, you know, and I don't know where I would be if I didn't have, you know, Mrs. Norris. Marshall. This is when they was younger days, you know, when they can rock and roll with us. I remember one time Jack wanted me to go with him to I think we went to speak at a conference in Detroit, Michigan. I had 2 days to get my stuff together and be on that plane. And anytime the assignment arose, I was there, ready to speak, ready to the front line. We were so active, you know, parades, so many, any and everything that had to do with the war against drugs. We was there.
Yeah, in the 80s and 90s, you know, it was different. It was different. And I tell the young people, all the people was dying right and left, you know, 200 murders and 50 murders in Oakland, 150 murders in San Francisco. It was shoot 'em up. Turf was crazy. And and our place was the oasis in the desert, you know, where you could come and get away from all of that and being talked out of participating in that and being loved on, like you say. And it was just beautiful. And you took everything that we gave you and poured it into your children and poured it into other people's children, so much so that by the time your children got to us, they'd be like, I already know this stuff. You've been telling me since I was born. It's all we got? You want to say something? Go ahead.
I just, you know, Niecy, I love you. You have always been so sweet and kind to me. Like, the hugs are real, the text messages are real, and I just really appreciate you. You've always been that way to me. So happy Mother's Day to you. But also, I just wanted to celebrate how you've raised your children. And it's gonna make me cry because I one day I'm dropping Evelyn off at school and I'm like, hi, Miss Ann. And I'm like, what? What? And it's Asada. And I'm like, okay. And she goes, I thought I saw Evelyn. And I was like, what? And so, like, knowing that Miss Asada is there at Evelyn's school, um, it just really, like, made me feel safe. It made me feel like, okay, Evelyn is in good hands. She's loved. Like, if I don't know any of these teachers, I know that I know her and I trust her. And it just
She-
really came full circle. And so
That's right. That's the perfect way to say
yeah,
it.
I
You had
just
something to do with that.
She's
That's-
at the school that your daughter's at?
yeah, like
Oh,
she'll come in every so often. And so
That's
yeah,
very
it
cool.
just, especially, in the different areas, it's like I don't know anybody, and all of a sudden, like, here my life is coming, it's just,
Full circle.
yeah, it was so
It's the village.
beautiful, and that's really because of you, Nisi, because of the love that you've poured into your children and into me, and so thank you, and thank you, Asada.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know you my girl. Happy Mother's Day. To you
Thank
too,
you.
Mrs. Dale. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, my love.
You have worked so hard on behalf, and I was reading this article today about this. This is a Kenyan woman. I'm not gonna get into the article, but she was asking. I wanted to know why my mom was so hard on us growing up. So I finally asked, and when she asked, the mother said, "This is why you have worked so hard on your children." And I know it wasn't easy. I know it wasn't easy. But you knew what you were doing, and you knew what you wanted. You wanted kids, first of all, to be alive and free, and to be educated. The journey was tough, but I remember the day when Asada, you got accepted into Spelman. I know. What was it like to get the first letter that your daughter had been accepted into Spelman? What was it like, DC?
Very exciting. I'm glad that it was controversy too, because she got accepted to so many great schools.
Right. It came down to UCLA and Spelman.
And for her to pick the school of her dreams without us knowing that we was gonna have enough money to cover tuition.
Yeah.
Tuition is off the Richter there.
Yeah.
But I appreciate her for sticking to what she dreamed and what she believed in, and it all worked out. And God made sure
I did it work out.
it was able to get done, and gracefully too.
Talk about when she was in the class, Lady E, because she was
And
one
I
of the
just
best
got to
ones.
say
Yeah.
that Asada, relentless. Okay, relentless. But Nisi, where'd she get that from? Okay, that's right, relentless. She was clear about what she wanted. Nobody could talk her out of it. Nobody was going to change it, and she kept her eyes and ears open. She did not miss an opportunity for anything, and she didn't play. And it's funny because me and Mr. Mitra, we don't play. Okay, we don't play.
I don't play.
And, no, we don't play. And so, and we don't care if you don't like us, if we mean, we ain't got time for that. What we're concerned about is you are ready for whatever's coming. And this one was just as relentless as we were.
Yep.
She's like, and she didn't say this, but it's just how she interacted with us. Okay. She said, y'all ain't playing. I ain't playing either.
Yeah,
That
right.
was Asada.
Whatever
Okay.
you got, I'm ready for it.
And if you didn't think I knew,
Yeah.
Asada, if you didn't think I knew, if you didn't think I was watching, let me just say, I knew. You were like, yeah, Miss Estelle, I got it done.
And you challenged her.
Right.
You was very challenging. You helped her in a lot of areas where she was not confident, like speaking in public.
Yep.
And being assured of herself.
I did not know that.
You did.
Every time she was called on and called out, she stepped up and she stepped out. No, listen, she treated us like, you ain't playing, I ain't either. We like, all right, girl. And then when she got that super scholarship from Spelman,
Yep.
and they don't
a
give
whole
out
bunch
money.
more. Yeah.
She went to Spelman, not UCLA.
She went to Spelman.
Okay.
She chose Spelman.
Okay, got you.
I communicated with her.
Okay.
She
So I just want you
communicated
to
back.
know.
And that's a private college, right?
Oh, yes. Spelman's the top.
Okay. I
top
just want you to know. You are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And 4 years later, she
In
walked
4
across-
years?
4 years
She
later.
ain't no person.
No,
Senior,
she
senior,
walked
super
across
senior.
that stage and
Oh, wow.
and she got to go to
Wow.
her daughter's graduation. And in the interest of time, I'm gonna let you speak about both because I learned we only got 5 minutes to listen to this hour.
Well, because and then she would step back and she would watch like this. How is Elijah doing?
Right. Elijah's
Yes,
journey
she
was
did. Yes, she did, Mama Nisi. She made sure, like, okay, so, and then she would be like, checking.
Elijah,
Am I telling the truth, Nia?
Yes.
Am I telling
Yeah.
Yes.
let me get this in. Elijah's journey was a little more challenging.
Yes, but he did
just
it.
Because of now, I'm finding out more about his birth and all that, and blind in one eye, and it was challenging.
Well, college is
And,
hard.
well, it is anyway, right? And he went to one school. What was that in Dallas? And that didn't
Yeah,
work
he
out.
went
at all.
to, was it Paul?
Paul Quinn.
Paul Quinn.
Yeah, that
We
one didn't
snatched him
work.
out of that school.
Oh, yeah, we had to get him out of there. And then he ended up at
Talladega.
Talladega.
Mhm.
And his issue was he bumped into COVID. He bumped into the quarantine. And it turned out that Elijah does not do well in
Online.
virtual. He
Yeah.
don't do well. He didn't do well on that. And we were, is it too? Tell me what happened. How did that boy resurrect himself?
He kept going.
Because
Tenacity.
this is one of the baffling things.
Perseverance.
How did he do that?
He kept pushing.
And he had to go.
He had to go.
graduate.
He had to. He'd come home. He'd be like, "Mom, I don't know if I want to go back." I'd be like, what's the date you need to be back at school so we can get your plane ticket? Because you came too far not to finish. You have to finish. Right. And now he does great with online classes. So he grew up, he got, more mature and more serious, and he got more confident from, passing the classes. That builds confidence and perseverance, and he just started to believe in himself more. And so he pushed through. 5 years. That baby walked across the stage with his diploma.
He did.
Yes.
I've never, ever, and I work with a lot of young people, right? Seen somebody figure it out like Elijah did. I don't know what he went into the room.
He was amazing.
Really? I mean,
he
that
was amazing.
With
And-
all
and-
his- yeah.
Go
With
ahead.
all the depth, the online debate. Somehow he got down there and found himself at Talladega community.
Yes.
That made it work for him.
Yes.
And I don't even know what to say.
I mean, I'm
well done.
yes.
Oh, great, so
I'm
what?
riding free too.
When you saw the progress, you must have been like, see, I told you, like, what did you say to him as you got
When he went for his senior year and he was like, "Mom, I'm graduating in a year. I'm going to graduate." And I was like, clapping it up, just grateful that he didn't give up. Slow and steady wins the race. You know what I mean? You don't have to go at a phenomenal speed if that's not the speed for you. You got to go in a speed where you can reach your goals. And I appreciate him for not overloading himself, for taking the courses that he needed. Some courses he had to take 2 times. I think Spanish he took 3 times, but we did what we had to do.
What was it like going to your second graduation, going down there to Talladega?
A face full of tears and seeing all his family there. I mean, we got some great pictures. Like, you should have seen it. He was so proud to see his family. We were 16 strong. I mean, the whole time he was just, he brought us all there, all the way to Alabama, and
Alabama.
He did a phenomenal job. And they want him to come back to do the master's program.
Oh!
Him back.
That is Mother's Day story.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
You have been amazing. You have pulled through no matter what
did that,
challenge
Nisi.
you had
You
through
did that.
work challenges,
Now,
health
the
challenges.
community though, I can't take all the credit. I wish I could, but I can't. It takes a village. I couldn't have done that by myself. I have phenomenal parents. They got phenomenal grandparents. I had the Omega Boys Club, Alive and Free,
College track,
Omar, Miss Estelle.
Wow.
I mean,
Let me tell you something. I understand the presence of the village.
right.
Okay. And it's good to have the this and the that, and they show up. Those are resources. Okay. Resources that show up. We call it the village, resources. But that young man had a mother that instilled in him, get what you need.
Right.
Get what you need. I heard you tell him, is that what you need? You need to get what you need. Get what you need. Get what you need.
Right.
Nisi, because you planted those seeds.
Man. Amen.
He was able, because see, some people got resources that they don't utilize, they don't access, they just keep on going. I can do it, or I can't do it, I'm not gonna do it, forget it. That baby knew that he had to look at you.
Right. And I didn't want him to feel,
And you ain't playing.
I
Okay.
didn't want him to feel what I felt not finishing Tuskegee. Like,
Yeah, no.
it's something that I missed because I didn't finish there. And I didn't want him to feel that disappointment. Like I had to really push through and look beyond and be grateful for the steps that I took. But that's a void that wasn't filled. And I didn't want them to experience that.
Okay.
You can't take that from
We
you.
have to.
We gotta go.
Nisi, we gotta go to the other side. Yes,
go,
ma'am.
honey.
Okay, well, it's been nice to talk
No,
about
no,
we-
no,
we're
no,
going-
no. Just stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a commercial break.
Okay.
Keep up with us on YouTube Live at Stay Alive and Free and stayaliveandfree.org.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Tell Mrs. Still. Okay, we're gonna just wrap it up right now before we get into the second hour. I don't know. Happy Mother's Day, happy everything, happy life, happy Asada, happy Elijah, happy you, happy. You make me feel so great for starting the club in the first place.
I'm glad you did. You saved so many lives.
Every time we hit, this is our 38th year, and every year I say, a lot of organizations have gone out of existence since we started. Some didn't make it 5 years, some didn't make it 10. And then I tell, we had to make it to 38 just so we could meet you, the new ones, right? And we had the year aside again, we had to make it there to meet her. And then we had to meet, but those early years meeting you, huh? I mean, from the beginning, I love me some Nisi. I love it. When your mom was a teenager, I love that girl. And I love her as a woman, a grown woman, way past grown. And a mom, and that moment to see both of them graduate. I mean, you're up on the wall. Asada, your brother's gonna be up on the wall.
We snagged those pictures from Instagram.
I sent Mr. Marshall some pictures.
She did. 2 of the 293 college graduates. It's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
And phenomenal job. I'm so.
And here's the thing: it goes on. It ain't stopped, right? We're gonna have, when we hit 40 years, we're gonna have a big celebration.
Yeah, we're gonna have. Let's have a ball.
Well, something.
No, like a real ball where we wear ball.
Money, girl. We'll figure something out. Can we? I don't know what we're gonna do. A real ball, like a real ball,
like a real ball. Like we can pull it off.
Yeah, we can pull it off. Okay.
Suit and tie with
Suit Dr. Marshall. You look nice.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna wear my sweatshirt. Okay. But love you. Love the three of you.
Yeah.
Just
Love you
y-
too, Dr.
and I said you the mother of the year for me, right? You know, mother of the first I said year, then I said decade, then I have century.
Thank
Because no matter what she's gone through, she's mom. And that's one of those words I know when I grew up, you say mom, it meant like awe, right? Awe. Moms are like they ain't nothing like mom. You know.
Wait, so she's also a bonus mom because Cass said, I love my bonus mom in the chat room. So
Yeah, my girl. That's Sada's roommate from Spelman. Like, and our families
wow.
are family now. Like, her mom is like my sister now.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm you know, going away to school is great because you meet so many people you wouldn't meet in the first place, and then you got friends from all over the country that you keep in contact with.
Right.
It's just a beautiful thing. And
It is.
happy Mother's Day, Nisi.
Thank you. I love all of
Happy
you.
love you,
Thank
Asada. Love you forever. Love your concert going, brother.
He worked
But
hard for it.
he worked hard for it. I understand. He worked hard for this.
Yes.
Didn't
But
know though. If he would have known that we were gonna be on
oh
here, he
no,
would
that boy got to celebrate. After
Yeah.
all he been through, he might need 2 or 3 concerts. Okay.
right, that part.
And the miracle of the 1 pound. I didn't know the 1 pound. That's beautiful. That
Yeah,
is,
1 pound miracle babies, both of them.
Lady E, we're just saying goodbye because we got to get into the second.
Oh, they got to go.
Yeah, they got to go.
Oh.
So, any last words from you?
You
I
know what?
Oh,
You're
go
a
ahead.
phenomenal mother.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank
Because
you.
I know it's not easy, and you had 2 at the same time.
Right.
And then all that you've been through.
Yeah, my help.
Honey, God's been good to you
All the time.
Oh, yes.
all
Yeah.
the
God
time.
is amazing. What he's
You
doing
don't
right
know.
now, he's keeping me. Stage 4 cancer, and I got the news a year ago, and thank God my health is still
Yep.
so healthy enough where I'm able to be moving around in life, and I haven't missed a beat, and I thank the Lord for that.
You saw
Honey, he is so good.
He
And
is.
I just love you dearly.
I
You
love
are such a joy.
Oh, thank
You
you.
are such a
You
joy.
are too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your kids,
Mm.
baby, listen, you raised those kids, okay? They came in ready and they were determined to make you proud.
Amen. I'm grateful. I
They
love
were determined to make you proud.
they're the joy of my life, you know.
I
And
think
they made us proud. We are proud of them. Oh my goodness. Miss Demetri almost had a fit when we found out that Elijah, he did what? Oh my goodness. That boy. Listen.
Actually, too, just
He
like
pulled through. He did it.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
And see,
Nobody take that from him.
No.
and what Elijah does, I remember years ago, Corey said to Joe Thomas, our first graduate, took away all the excuses. See, Elijah takes away a lot of excuses young people have.
Right.
Ain't nobody face whatever you facing, deal
Right.
with it and make it. Now, if you don't want to deal with it, just say so. But
Right.
don't feel like you can't do it. Because
Right.
what you had
Done.
to deal with can
Man,
be
he's
done.
so
For
cute.
the next one that tells me it's hard, I don't know if I
He's
can
so
face
cute.
all this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because I got somebody, we got an example of every person in the world that been here.
Right.
Nope. 1 parent, mama, everything, 1 pound. We had children with 1 pound that made it. So
The first
yeah.
set of twins would to graduate college.
That's right.
That's
That's
right.
That's
Yeah.
The miracle babies. Oh my God, the miracle graduate.
So
Look, I'll be talking about that on Tuesday night.
we are so
Y'all
proud
can get
of
by on Tuesday.
him.
I'm gonna buy an inspiring new
I'm
one.
coming by on Tuesday. I'm gonna come.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna be in the city and go visit my mom for a couple of days. So
Okay.
I'll come and see y'all on Tuesday.
Okay, we'll see you then, honey. Thank you for
I
the
love
night.
you all so much.
By the way, that gray you look on. That gray
Okay.
look good on you, girl. That look
Yes,
good.
beautiful.
Thank you.
I don't know what.
yeah.
All right, we'll see you on Tuesday. All right, thank you for the night. Happy Mother's Day.
Love you all so much.
Love you
Okay,
too.
good night. Oh man. All right. Hour number 2, we're gonna jump into it. We're going to show some mothers that were actually on the show last year, right? Gonna show them. And so we love just celebrating moms. This is a show from last year with a whole bunch of great mothers. Here we go.
Tell me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul? Trying to find my soul. Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier. Street soldier. Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask. I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say. This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and Free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
Hour number 2, Street Soldiers Radio, Alive and Free. Mother's Day, our Mother's Day show, saluting mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers. And let me just say, that first hour was amazing. I mean, we had so many calls. We just, it was just amazing. It was amazing. We want to continue it this hour on, what we on? Not what we on? YouTube. That's right, we're on YouTube with our guests. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being so patient with all of this technology. Our guests, not necessarily in order of importance, are Barbara Chase Diggs. Barbara, raise your hand. Barbara, raise your hand. Thank you so much. Leilani Ching, raise your hand. Rita Collins, Mama Rita Collins. All right. Adrian Riley, Bailey Rodriguez, and our own Lady Ray. Lady Ray, thank you so much. Before we get started, I gotta tell you, Leilani, your son called the show. Yes, he did. He called the show and said something like, you know my mama, she be working over there in San Francisco. She'll work at Dr. Mark, you know her, she raised me. So I said, who is it? He said, Gary. He said, my mama helped. Look, he caught me off guard. I didn't know it was him. And he told me, and he said, he is 21 years old, and he just went on and on about you, so maybe you don't need to be guest. But anyway, I wanted you to know he called. So listen, I'm so high after that first hour. It was amazing. But let's start with your all moms and each of you, and then we're gonna move on. What's so special about motherhood? What's so special about motherhood? Bailey, we're gonna start with you. What is so special about being a mom?
Well, I am very much in the thick of the small children stage. So my kids are 3.5 and 8 months old. So I have 2 little boys. And what's so special about it? I mean, I could say anything, but I do think that the biggest thing for me is being a working full-time and being a mom is that I feel like once I became a mom, I got this, I think my fear was, oh, I'm going to be worse at both things. Like I'm going to be torn in 2 directions. But I think what's actually happened is it's been more of my superpower now to bring my motherhood to work and now be able to relate to, families we're working with and communities and understand like this is what real moms are going through, real families. And just have a lot more grace for the fellow moms that are going through all of it and balancing everything. So I think that's what's so special about it is just kind of joining this almost sorority of other women who are doing it with you and might be in different stages, but you just have this new level of being able to relate to them and understand each other. And that's been really special.
So Bailey, how old are yours?
3.5 and 8 months old.
Okay, so I want to tell you, you have some veteran moms on the call. So
Yes, give
I
me
think
all of your wisdom.
they're going to give you some tips
Yes.
about the next few years. Ray, what's so special about being a mom?
I think Bailey covered a lot of it, right? Because I feel like once you become a mom, you almost tap into this whole other warp zone of like strength and capability, and you realize you don't necessarily need that much sleep. Although you should take it whenever you can have it and get it and enjoy it. But I think, you know, the greatest part about it is being able to see things through your kids' eyes, through this like fresh perspective, getting to experience things with them for the first time. I'm so grateful for that. You know, just being there with them on this journey is so amazing. And I'm right just a little bit ahead of Bailey. Mine just turned 6 last month, and my daughter is 4 going on 14. And I'm just like, how are you 4 years old but already act like a teenager? What's really going on here? So I'm just grateful to be on this ride with them and to experience this world through their eyes.
So Ray and Bailey, pay attention. The next 4, okay? So let's start with Mama Riddy. We're going to test this out and see if it works. What's so great about being a mom?
Oh my God, there's so much. And like the previous young ladies, they covered a lot of the, you know, parts about being a mom. And for me, it's just that, I don't know, I learned so much from my kids. I mean, my children, and they're grown. Mine are grown, okay? They're in their 40s and their 30s, all right? And then I have 5 grandkids, 18, 9, 5, 2, and 18 months. And I have learned different lessons from each child, okay?
Okay, don't go to the grandmother. Save the grandmother.
All right.
We starting just with the mother, because we moving up as we go forward. So just from the 3 I know.
And you know, like I said, I've learned so much from my kids, and I was really happy to be a mother. It is a lot of work, but it has been well worth the journey. I wouldn't change anything for the world. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Leilani,
Leilani,
your turn.
your turn.
What's so great
What's so
about
great about
I think having the ability, besides having that connection and that bonding with each of my children, feeling a sense of purpose, but also being able to identify and connect with other women who may have had children or who hadn't, but other mothers that played a role in my life, like seeing Mama Rita here. So many things, just watching her grace, how graceful, and how and Miss Norris and other women. It's just, to me now, it makes me feel like I have an additional type of language and connection, something that you only get with experience, and a sense of belonging to our society. It's like, yes, we're being a mother to our children, but I was raised old school. I was fortunate enough to have other women in our lives as a sense of community. So that sense of it takes a village seriously. And now I have a different understanding in what my role is. It's like other children are my children as well. That makes sense.
Wait, everything you say makes sense, girl. I know you for a long time.
Yeah.
Mrs. Riley, my long time. We have known each other for so long. Hey, y'all, I was at her wedding, okay? Okay, I was at her wedding. Yeah. I don't know, did I buy you a present? But that's too long ago. All right, now.
I don't remember. You know, it's hard to add anything. It's true what everyone has already said. It's kind of like, it's hard to put in words. I mean, you're fearless and you're fearsome at the same time. You don't really know what you're doing when you start out. You had role models, hopefully. I did. I was lucky enough. But you just go forward and you trust in yourself. And it's Mama Rita said, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And you do the best you can with what you have. So I'll say that for now.
Thank you. Barbara Chase Diggs. And I just met her last week. Now, I mean, let me tell you, I must have been good because in 5 days, I got her to go from I just met you to coming on Street Soldiers. And I got her for a reason, which I'm gonna reveal as the show, as we go into the hour. But Barbara, what's so special about being a mom? Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear
It's
you.
okay. Let me help.
Wait, hold on. I can't hear
Hold
you.
on.
Gotta unmute you.
There we go.
Okay, you're good now.
Okay. No, not yet.
Nope, you're not yet. Hold
Okay,
on.
click that button that says unmute.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, you're good. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, okay. How you doing? Happy birthday.
Oh, you was there when the kids, hey, it's Ann's fault. Ann always sneaking up on me. I tell them I don't care about that stuff. I told the kids going to break, and here come Ann with a cake and all the kids singing happy birthday. Y'all know I ain't, even Adrian know I ain't with all that, but hey, okay. Thank you again.
Okay. So for me, what's so good about being a mother is the journey. The journey of raising your kids to adulthood and then seeing them fly. So to me, that would be the greatest thing, inclusive of some of the things that the other mothers said.
So before we move on, tell the moms with the young children here, we got 4 experts here, what to expect. Because I heard 3.5 and 8 months and 6 and 14. And each of you get to give them a bit of, girl, let me be, go ahead. I tried to get my youngest daughter to come on the show, but her 2-year-old is driving her crazy. So right now, so she said, Dad, I'll take this one out, but she needs to hear all of this. But what would you say to Lady Ray and to Bailey moving forward in their motherhood journey? Go ahead. Any and all of you.
Well, I you can go ahead, Rita.
Well, I would say you had said be fearless, and it's so true because as much as you love your kids, they are a challenge, and at different stages, and you kind of got to be flexible with those stages. And I remember when my oldest was a teenager, and she was like just, I don't know how the kids say, kind of off the hook. She told me she didn't listen to anybody over 22. So I was like, oh my God, they'll be lucky to live past 22. But I had to, just find more support for her and even for my own self. Because her being the oldest, and I know the other kids were looking at, how mom and daddy was managing her. So I had to do my best to try to get it right. And I had this friend named Gigi, and she turned me on to this book. It wasn't, I think it was Chicken of the Soul for Teenagers.
Chicken
something.
Soup for the Soul, yeah.
And it was saying for preteen and teenage years not to take anything personally. It explained the development of adolescents, how they're in they're that stage where they're trying to pull away and try to be their own person. And they say it's like a 2-year-old because one minute they want to be grown. And then the next minute they still want to be your little kid, your little child, you know? And until they make that complete transition, it is frustrating, you know? And, but when I read that and kind of got a better understanding of development of teenage years and stuff, that helped me a lot. And of course, I seeked out the Mega Boys Club to get more outside support for her to hear people that were under 22 so that she could, you know, get some lessons from them that she obviously couldn't hear from me, because it was, she could hear somebody say the same thing that I said, but she would accept it better than what she was accepted from me.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
So that was a biggie for me.
Any advice from the other three?
I was just thinking about everything is true. I'm going to skip the teenage years for right now, but for the mothers with younger children, for me, what saved me was to be organized and to be consistent. And the more organized I was, the better I was at being a mother and paying attention to them. But one advice is just stay in the moment. You feel like you can't do it. You're always tired. You're always thinking about what you have to, you know, you can't stay in the moment because you're thinking about what you have to do in the next hour. But that time when they're little, it seems like eternity now, but it's going to be gone with the blink of an eye. So really stay in the moment, and each chapter you go through with them, enjoy it. But, you know, for me, I couldn't survive unless I was totally organized. On Sunday, I cooked 3 dinners. I mean, you know, crock pot, chicken, casserole. I mean, because I didn't have time to do that, because I wanted to be able, when I picked them up from daycare, I wanted to be totally in tune with them, you know? So that's the advice I would give, because it's going to go by so fast. And before you know it, you're going to be reading that book Mama Rita said to read.
Thank you, Adrienne.
And each one is different. Each child is totally different, and they need different things from you, you know? And you just do the best you can, and you're going to mess up sometimes. And that's okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Ilana, you got any advice? But you're empty now. You're an empty nester now.
You know, I know, and I should still be excited about this, but you heard this, and I'm sure a lot of the other women can relate, and you young mamas will get there. But I actually got depressed after I became an empty nester. Everyone's like, you can go out and do your thing. And I'm like, all I've known is to be a mama. My oldest is 32. Then I have a 21 that I didn't know that called, and then a 19-year-old. And so for me, I'm still trying to find who I am as a woman, because all I've identified with is being a mama and making sure I can do they gave me a sense, a purpose of living. And so I just conformed, like everything was, you know, for them. I'm going to be this. I'm going to educate myself to make sure that they have a different future, something that I didn't have. But if I was to give any advice, I tell all the young mamas every time I talk to them, number one, it's so hard to be the villain, because that's what it feels like you are, but you got to be disciplined, and you've got to let them, a no is a no. You know, you've got to teach them structure and boundaries, because if you don't set the boundaries, then they're not going to identify boundaries, and people's going to get over on them, and then they're not going to understand and respect you. As moms, we just want to give, and love. And then all of a sudden they turn into little monsters. And then we don't know what happened, because those monsters become adult monsters, you know? So always know that your right is better than that wrong, you know? And you do it out of love. And so how I would do it is I'd always say, use humor, because I love these little babies, but then all of a sudden they'd make a little look I'd be like, I couldn't make that look when I was a child, and I don't want to do what was done to me. So I had to find humor. So I think if you find a sense of humor, and lastly, teach your children what space is. Let them know that mommy needs time. And if you got more than one, this is their space right now. Let them, I would give them their little 5-10 minutes, because siblings get to fighting and stuff, No, it's okay. We're not gonna fight, but let so-and-so have his time. You play in this area. So again, that all goes with boundaries and things of that nature. And of course, what Miss Adrian said about, organization. If I didn't have organization and they had like different personalities, they have different types of wanting to eat and all of that kind of stuff. And again, as a kid, I didn't have the opportunity to choose whether or not I was going to eat what was on my plate. But for some reason, I allowed that with my children. Either you're going to eat it or but then I start, having different things. So being organized and planning stuff, those little hacks, freezing sandwiches without the condiments on it, and wrapping them up, doing all the little stuff so you can just pop it and put it in their lunches tomorrow. All those little tiny little things give you 10 minutes of sanity is like a lifetime in a week.
Baby, I just want to say things change so fast. So my daughter has a 2-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And I ain't gonna go too far into this. But like I went over there and I heard where the baby, right? He right here. Bailey, maybe you got one of these. And she brought me this camera, right? The baby downstairs, and she looking at the camera. I said, girl, I ain't on camera. So I don't know if that's good or not. I suppose it's good, but things change so fast in this mothering thing. Miss Barbara, your any words of wisdom you have for the mothers with the younger children?
Sure. What I would say is repeating some of the things that some of the mothers have already said. And the biggest thing to me is consistency, organization, lots of love, and plenty patience.
All right.
I think what I didn't have, I had to learn like most of us mothers as we went along. They had books, but there were no books to tell you exactly what to do, because each child was different. But learn your child, their personalities, their character, and kind of cater to that. They all can't be the same. So you sort of have to deal with each one differently. It's gonna be hard sometimes, but God wouldn't put anything on us that we can't handle. So you just have to hang in there with them. Unconditional love, and just keep moving forward. You have to be an advocate sometimes too for your children. So, but plenty love and care, consistency. Oh, and drawing the boundaries. Yes, you gotta have that.
You know what, Barbara?
So that's my
that's your recipe. Listen, I want all of you to hear why she's on the show. I wanted to expand this show from not just mothers, but to grandmothers. And then there's a category, great grandmother. So I met her last Tuesday. She walks into Alive and Free Omega Boys Club with her 15-year-old with a 15-year-old child, right? And so I'm saying, well, I meet the young Jace, and Jace don't want to be there, but Miss Barbara feels she needs to be there for a bunch of reasons. And so, I go out and I start talking to Jace. I said, Jace, well, I know Miss Barbara's probably not her mother, right? So I say, but your grandmother brought you here. Miss Jace said, that's not my grandmother. That's my great grandmother. So I'm like, great grandmother. And of course, me, I had to say, Jace, your great grandmother look good. You know, and I wouldn't tell her that. Didn't I tell you that? She said, oh, Dr. Marshall. But anyway, so I want to talk about that next generation. I want to talk about not just your mother, but your grandmother, if you remember her, what was special about her, and your great grandmother. But I'm gonna start with you, Miss Barbara. What is it like being a great grandmother? I just, what's that like? I experienced seeing all them generations. Girl, I'll put my pen down and I'm listening.
It's an accelerated mother. It's a joy and a pain, I guess, like Frankie Beverly said, joy and pain. Because you love them, but this is the third time around. You know, you grow your kids and get them all out away from home, then come the grandkids, and like in my generation as well, you know, grandmothers always end up being the helpers, helping the children to bring up their children. So I was like, okay, God, yes, I made it through that. I think early on the first show, the lady was talking about her mother that drive the kids back and forth to school. And she's 80-something years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she drives the kids to school and go pick them up. That was me, you know, for so many years with the grandkids, taking them. Oh, grandma, I forgot my lunch. So, you know, here you go, going, trying to fix some lunch or going to buy lunch. And you got, so it's a lot to it, like being a mother. But it's a difference in you're more, I think I am, I don't know if everybody, but you're more tolerant doing these things, a little more lenient. I think with the grandkids, for me, it was like, okay, I could do this. Because when I get tired, I could just sit in they behind home. So, and then I think we tend to spoil them. At least I did with, you know, with my daughters. I had 3 daughters, and they would always after me, Mom, you let them get away with so much. You do this and that. So yeah, you know, in each stage, grandmother, great grandmother, you get a little bit more lenient with them. So you have to be careful, you know, that you really stay in the moment.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and let them know they living in the real world.
Yeah.
You know, everything isn't peaches and cream. But it's a joy too, because you see your offsprings growing. You know, you see them growing. Wow, that came from me. And especially when they do things that make you in the happy moments, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you so much. Your perspectives, and you are you are the dean tonight. You are the queen tonight because you are the great grandmother. We got 3 other grandmothers, but Bailey and Ray, what do you remember about your grandmother? And did you even? I mean, just what do you remember? Because I could talk about my grandmother, but this ain't my turn. What, Ray? You want to start? What do you remember about your grandmother?
Yeah, well, I definitely gotta say Happy Mother's Day to my grandmother who's still alive because she is 93.
Ooh.
And she my dad posted a video of her today leaving his house, and she drives herself. I said, Grandma, why you skirt off on him like that? I mean, the way she kind of just hit a little turn and then took off. I said, oh my goodness. So I mean, my grandmother, you wouldn't know she's 93 at all. Like, if you met her, you would probably say, ma'am, you gotta be maybe in your 60s, because I mean, it's amazing. And The stories she has and the things that she's passed down to us, I'm so grateful. I mean, even just the home remedies, like the little things that she taught us, I will forever be grateful. And you know, there were times when, because when I had my daughter, the pandemic just started. And she was probably one of the only people we would get to see in person. And just little things that she would tell me just, you know, help me kind of get through that time, because we were sheltering in place before the world sheltered in place. So it was almost like we were in a cave for much longer. And she would just remind me, you know, you gotta eat, you gotta sleep, you gotta do that in order to be able to take care of them. And so the one thing that always stands out about my grandmother is just her strength and her, you know, ability to just make things look easy. I'm like, how are you doing that at 93? Lady, slow down.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it really, really is amazing.
Wow. Bailey,
Yeah.
thoughts about your grandmother?
Well, I had two grandmothers that I grew up within like 10 minutes of both of them. So both very, you know, special ladies, and both of them watched my brother and I, you know, weekly when both of my parents were working. So I just think they're, you know, I would echo Lady Ray about like their strength and sort of what they had been through in their lifetimes, even going back to talking about like living through the Great Depression or the like World War II, and all of these things that are seem so far away, but really were very recent history that they lived through. And just, I think it's the little things. And I do think that, going back to what we were saying earlier about, sometimes it is really hard when you're a mom to be present in the moment, because you're thinking about all the things that need to get done in 24 hours. But I hope that when I'm a grandmother, at that point, your focus is just spending quality time with your grandkids and not as much about getting your to-do list done. And so I just remember, you know, the simple things like getting to play store in their house, or getting to go swimming at the pool, or going to McDonald's for a Happy Meal, like just the very simple memories. But it's because it was just quality time, and that's the main thing that was really special.
Before I go to the three, I mentioned about my grandmother, you know, my grandmother, but what the best thing about my grandmother was, no, it was a lot of good things, but one, when I had problems at home, I go to my grandma's house. I go to my grandmother's house and chill out, and I could go back home. Oh, my grandma was wonderful. Leilani and Mama Rita and my wonderful Adrian. Your comments about your grandmother, but you are also grandmothers now. What is the second time? What is that like? Who wants to begin? Well,
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
Okay, I just was gonna say, it's just wonderful. It's exactly what Lady Ray was saying. You just get a chance to play with them, take them to, you know, school, watch them grow. So many things too that remind me of their parents. Like my granddaughter, she reminds me so much of Layla. So I have all these nostalgic kind of, you know, visions. When I look at her, you know, I see Layla in her, and I miss my other grandkids a lot. They're out on the East Coast, but I try to go out there a couple of times a year and be with them. But yeah, I that's what I'm doing. I'm like that support, taking them to school. And I do notice that I am more organized as a grandmother than I was as a mother. I guess you get experience as you go along, the experience of it all, because it's not always easy to stay organized. Like the young lady was saying, like you have so many things going through your head, but as a grandmother, and I'm retired, I don't have those same things, you know, so I can have the quality time with my grandkids and spend the patience listening to them ask me all kind of stuff. And they're funny too, you know. And
Mom Rita, you told the new experience girls are in your family, but all your grandkids are boys.
Yes. I only have the one little girl, the other 4 are boys. And believe me, I'm getting a whole new lesson, because they are not like the girls at all. I mean, I could tell the girls, like, okay, at 7 o'clock is quiet time. You got to go in your room and be quiet and, read your book or listen to your music. You got an hour and then you got to go to bed. You can't tell the boys that. They'll be up doing jungle gym or jumping off the bunk beds, and you got to be in there, with them. You just can't say quiet time. So, where, my patients, if my grandson asks me, like, Grandma, can you read that book again? And then they have their special books and they want to read the same one over and over and over again. But I'm old enough to have the patience to do it. And especially with them back east, because I don't spend a lot of time with them as much, as I do with the kids, my my grandkids out here. I just do it, If he wants to have the book, or if they want to have the book read, 5 times, I'll read it, Now, the 18-year-old, though, thank God he loves books. And me and him can talk back and forth. But, he definitely has his own mind and stuff. And, and I just allow him to tell me, what's on his mind. And I try not to interrupt him when we get a row going, and it's interesting because, like I said, I had boy cousins, but it still weren't the same. They kind of grew up with me. But my grandsons,
I seen him at the office. That boy don't stop. Okay.
I know. I have to take him to the park and let him run off the energy and everything before we can go home and sit down and, chit chat and everything and keep them off the sugar. But I am definitely enjoying being a grandmother. I am. And I'm thankful to get to this point, My mother talked about being a grandmother and talked about her grandkids and everything, but she passed away when she was 41, so she never got a chance to see any of her grandkids. So it's extra special to me in that sense.
Thank you, Rita. Leilani?
What I love about being a grandmother is that sometimes it's embarrassing because people don't think I'm a grandmother when I'm around.
Now that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm still, I guess in a sense, that's okay. When I'm with my son, I always want his wife to be around, because if we're in public, these little young women these days, they see, me with my son and think that that's my man. And women are different now. These young women are different. Before women, they go for their man, or something. They don't care if they're with him. I just see the world as different. So let me just say, I know I'm a grandmother now because my lens is different. But so what I love is that I can go to the park, or if I want to take. Now, unlike you, Miss Rita, I'm a mama of 3 sons. I was a tomboy, so I love that I have 1 granddaughter and three grandsons, and it's fun. I know how to deal with that rambunctiousness, that energy. But what I love about it, if I want to go with one, I'm like, come on, let's go hiking, let's go jogging. So the little bit of energy that I still have trying to preserve onto this body, I can. With these little kids, I have a little bit of energy to climb with the little monkey bars with them and stuff. So that part is fun. But the other thing that I guess it's a double-edged sword, I don't know, is that we didn't have all of these little toys, electronics and stuff. And so these babies now, they get on a computer, they come out the womb, and all of a sudden they're a computer programmer. And I want to go back to advice. Please try to take your babies off, the new mamas and stuff, off all these devices. Let them know what it's like to spend some time with the elders and let them, these little babies want to clean. They want that kind of stuff. So a lot of times what I like to do is we turn off the TV. I put on my old school. Now I'm old school. I can't believe hip hop music is old school now for somebody. But anyway, but I'm listening to some Frankie Beverly or some jazz. I love some Sarah Vaughan and Ella Fitzgerald. But anyway, so just introducing stuff that was old school to me, to these babies, and they listen to it and the conversations that they have, and everything's so important, So when they find an insect, my grandson one time, and I'm just ended like this, my grandson said, Nana Lay, I want to know about body parts. And I said, uh-oh, what you want to know about body parts? Well, the red cells and the yellow and the white cells. And I was like, all right, let's talk about that. And their curiosity and just being able to find simple things, and looking at little insects and going to the park and saying how a seed grows and how a grass and trees, those little things, it was things that I couldn't do for the majority. I was a single mom, so I couldn't really do what I can now. So that quality of time of which what a lot of our mamas were saying is absorbing that moment and being able to really dig and talk to them and ask them and hear their curiosity. They feel like somebody, and that's the last thing, letting them feel like they somebody, building their confidence without them thinking that they run in the household, setting in boundaries. I had to tell their parents sometimes. That's the only problem. I gotta tell their parents, listen, that's not gonna be cute when they're 12 and 13. It is their world, but you're the parents. They're looking at us, to set that discipline, Anyway, I get to talking forever. So just
grandma perspective. I love it. And my Adrian, it's funny. You just beginning your grandma journey.
Yeah, I'm jealous. So my first grandbaby, it's a granddaughter, and she's only 3 months old. So I'm just in awe. I mean, I could just sit there with her all day, all night long, and just look at her, and she's starting to do the little cooing and everything. So my job is going to be to stay healthy so I can be that grandmother, that model grandmother, and be with her. Because I as a child, my grandmother, I only had 2 grandparents alive. My father's mother, and she lived in Louisiana, and we were in California. And then my mother's father lived with us for a while. So that was wonderful. But that was my only experience, of having a grandparent. And luckily, my children, who are in their 40s, they had the experience of grandparents on both sides and great grandparents. So, that's a special relationship. I could go on and on with stories about my grandfather and how special he was to me. So I'm just looking forward to be the best grandmother there ever was. So I'm listening carefully.
And listen to this. So I'm sitting with Adrian last week, and she shows me a picture of her granddaughter, right? Yeah. And then shows me pictures of, and now now everybody. Y'all remember scrapbooks? Only old folks remember scrapbooks. Don't nobody know what a scrapbook is. We had scrapbooks, right? Or pictures in the wallet, So Adrian showed me a picture. I said, well, let me look at it. She said, I got 100 of them. The baby is only 3. She had like 300 pictures. So she's been waiting.
I have an album in my iPhone.
and Adrian, don't get upset with me if we do. She was one of them. Is it okay to say you or them mothers like, girl, when you gonna have this baby? I ain't waiting to be a grandma.
No, I wasn't like that. I'm just happy she's here.
No,
You're gonna be listening. You're gonna get me in trouble.
It's an honor to be a grandma. It's such an honor.
Well, I love, when I love the generations. I think that's the most wonderful thing, and that's why, I wanted to salute not just mothers, but grandmothers and great grandmothers, because it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing, and each of you are on your journey. Each of you are doing it, but it's the common word in all of that is the word mother, right? Word mother. And whether you got to do it, you know, up close and personal, whether you get to do it and send them home, and like you know, somebody you got to do it again and again and again. The one constant is mother, and it's just I think it's the greatest word, you know, just like I think father's the greatest word for man. I think the greatest word in English language for woman is mother. And there's a reason that Kevin Durant talk about his mama all the time, and he like my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, my mama, and all the callers talking about their mother, because you are so special.
Yeah.
You are so special. You are just, you know, Mother's Day is, I don't know, no matter, and even sometimes moms get off the rail, and but kids love their mama. They just they love their mama, and thank you for all being wonderful versions of that in your own right. Being mom, being grandma, and great grandma. Boy, that is you get a big time applause. And the wonderful thing is when you get to be a certain age and you say a saying and like they're like, what? Where did that come from? What? My grandmother used to say stuff, you know. And my grandmother was born. I'm gonna say how far back my grandma goes. She's how old I am. My grandma was born in 1907, right? And she lived to be 94. And my grandmother would say stuff, and it was like, that's amazing. What did you say? And I love those sayings though. Like, you know, I said something about the okie doke the other day. Because well, Dr. Martin, what's that mean? You know, keep those old sayings alive. Keep those sayings alive, because those are the ones they cherish and remember about you, right? And they will pass them on. And I just want to thank all of you so much. Just for this hour and all the technical difficulties that we went through, but you're all special. You're all special to me. You're special to each other. And usually I have Lady Estelle say the last word, but she's not here to do it.
So let's dedicate it.
I do want to dedicate this show to a special mother, Gloria Jiggets. Gloria Jiggets, who was the wife of the longtime grandfather of Alive and Free Omega Boys Club, Coach Wilbur Jiggets. If you come around us and the young people, you're going to hear the word coach and coachism so much that they think he's still here. But his wife, I always say his wife allowed him to be with us. And I remember that we used to argue. The young people would say, especially the girls, they would say, you know, Coach, you know, I'm Coach's best friend. I'm Coach's best friend. I'm Coach's best friend. And Coach said, none of y'all my best friend. My wife is my best friend. And he would leave. Mama Rita would say, I'm going home to my wife. Well, she passed away recently, and we went to the Celebration of Life service. She passed away at 94. We were there, and it was truly a celebration of life. And she was a grandmother and a great grandmother and all that. So I want to dedicate this to her. She will always be remembered by us. And so, yeah, we're going to conclude it with that. Thank all of you so much for joining us. And happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Love you all.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Okay, good night.